Um, yeah, just it was good to get a well played game. Fun to. I mean, we did a lot of great things. I thought the obviously the pitcher AJ did a great job. I mean, all the pitchers managed well today. I mean, it wasn't a ton of clean innings, but guys competed and got out of jams, and we had we put ourselves in some bad situations, but we were able to make big pitches. We needed to. So just again, all four guys I thought did a great job of being able to attack the zone and execute pitches. And when we did get in trouble, like I said, they were able to manage. So that was awesome. And then we came out of the gate just swinging, ready to go. And we made some loud outs those first couple innings. Didn't get rewarded for it. And then again, I think we could have very easily kind of swung ourselves out of some innings, but we allowed the guy to kind of throw some balls, and we took some good pitches and just able to lay off and and string some walks and a safety squeeze and big hits, and just to put up 5 runs there in that inning was awesome. And we just kept putting pressure on him. Obviously, McCabe hits 2 big home runs, and but we were able to just continue to string together some great at bats, whether it was walks, hit by pitches, and some base hits, and again just did a much better job of being able to score runs, get those big 2-out hits or big knocks with runners in scoring position, which we just have struggled with. So it was just a well played game. Now we pretty much played great defense. I had turned double plays. So and then obviously just good to have Pablo back. Had an awesome day, and just really proud of him for continuing to fight. I know it's been difficult and he struggled, and but he's just a super confident kid. Just kept showing up and doing his work, and with some of the contact tracing early on in the year and whatnot, just the lack of reps and whatnot, I think just, got him off to a slower start than he wanted to, and just getting those at bats and being able to come back and play. But again, just shows up every day and works. You've seen frustration out of him, but not a ton. I mean, he's still just a very happy kid, and just shows up to the ballpark ready to go, believes every day is his day that he's going to break out of it, and just never wavers from that. I'm just proud of him to have the game that he did today, and been playing great in center field for us. So just happy for him and happy for the guys. A good week, 3-1 week. I'd love to be greedy and want to be 4-0, but we'll take the 3-1 and just keep. Again, we're a much better team than we were 2 weeks ago. We're playing a lot better. We just got to continue that track all the way to the end of the year.
Hey, Coach, congrats on the win. Look, outside of the Ole Miss games, this has to be the most satisfying win overall as a team thus far this season. Look, the thing that we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks is consistency and getting the same team to show up day after day to the field. When you have players like Jordan and Pablo really starting to come out and show that consistency at bat for this offense almost day after day, what do you make of that? How do you like that going into the rest of the season?
Well, I mean, it all starts with Jordan. I mean, he's been the most consistent player on our team. I mean, he has shown up every single day. He puts together a quality at bat, every at bat. He's really been the driving force for our offense. And there's been games we've won where it's just been the Jordan Rathbone show, where if it wasn't for him, we would score no runs. But he's picked up the rest of the offense. I think he's done a great job with his leadership and really just continuing to talk to guys and push guys and just get them to understand about showing up every single day and putting the work in. And again, I'm just proud of Jordan on the overall. I mean, his first year was not very good. He didn't get much playing time. Really was a kind of a lost soul in terms of the things that we want to do, and then come back last year and get off to the start that he did. We always talked about how, really would have wished to seen that season finish out even for him just personally. And so to see him come back out again this year, continue with the same mentality, but even up in his game in terms of his leadership. But I mean, he's been the guy that has driven us since day one. And so even when other guys have struggled, he's shown up to the park every day and saved us. And so just really proud of him overall. And again, I mean, we know that there's talent 1 through 9 and a bunch of injuries and things that they're out of our control. And you just can't worry about that stuff. And again, we talked about it. Like, this isn't the path that we envision with this team going on, but everybody's path is different, and this team's no different than that, So we're starting to get things going, and it's good to see some guys that are showing up and picking us up. Connor Allen's had a great weekend, done some really big things, and Obviously Pablo today just really starting to break open, and, still, again, we still got to be more consistent 1 through 9 and being able to come out, and hit on all cylinders. And I think that's the cool thing. Again, as good as we played today, and as good as we really played most of this week, like we haven't hit our peak yet. And that's, we don't want to. We want to peak at the end of the year, but we want to keep getting better. And we're definitely a lot better than we were opening weekend. We're a lot better than we were 3 weeks ago. So we're moving in the right direction. But obviously having guys like Jordan Rathbone set the tone every single day is awesome. And Jeffrey's been doing the same thing. And Jordan's really had to shoulder the burden of Jeffrey being out of the game. So, obviously when we get Jeffrey back, like that's just going to add another table setter to the top of the lineup, push everybody down, just makes our lineup that much deeper. Obviously getting Pablo going makes our lineup deeper. So, I mean, again, we still haven't seen the Nick Romano who was our best player the entire fall. So we still have some things to work on. We're not anywhere where we need to be, but we're moving in the right direction. I'm really, really proud of the way the guys played today.
Coach, what do you think about AJ Jones' start today? And then overall, the way your rotation looks right now, is he making a move to maybe be your Saturday starter going forward?
Yeah, it's really tough to tell. I have to kind of go back and watch some of the game film and, see. I thought this was, this might've been the worst stuff AJ had all year. Missing the week last week, I think he just wasn't as sharp, put himself into some trouble and not being able to finish guys. And again, it was just kind of, again, the roller coaster of inconsistency, but that sometimes comes when you miss a week and whatnot, like he did. So, but again, older, mature guys can manage that, can be able to, the younger guys, they panic and they oh my gosh, I don't have my best stuff today. Like things aren't going. I should have finished that guy. Like what's going on? I got bases loaded. And next thing you know, it turns into a 4 or 5 run inning. But when you have a mature adult on the mound that's been in those battles before and just understands about executing pitches, like he's able to manage it. So I obviously AJ's done a great job, and obviously we really evaluate every week. Probably going in, if AJ hadn't missed weeks, he probably would be on the Saturday guy, but obviously missing the week and not being able to move him last week, we couldn't do it. So, we'll really, Nick and I will sit down, we'll reevaluate, see where we're at. He's obviously done a really, really good job and deserves to be in the rotation and definitely deserves to be that Saturday night guy. But we'll look at some of the time off and moving guys and how that's going to affect somebody, their work week and all that kind of stuff and try to figure it out. We obviously got to do some moving when we get to South Florida. So, we got to be able to prepare for that and kind of work backwards. So we'll do that and kind of see what it lands and figure it out.
Coach, you kind of alluded to it when you were talking about Pablo a few minutes ago. Obviously, it hasn't been an easy year for anyone, just with, you mentioned contact tracing and just, I know everyone is dealing with it, every program, it's not an excuse, but how much of a challenge has that been just going back towards the fall? Guys have to miss certain time, maybe a positive test, contact tracing. It hasn't been easy to kind of get everyone to get into rhythm, right?
Yeah, it's just been a tough year overall. For everybody, just especially, for me, like the thing that I'm most proud about our program is the culture that we built and, how great it was last year compared to the 2 years prior. And we really worked hard on that. And then obviously that gets thrown out of the window. So one of the strengths for me and what we do is the culture. And that was stripped away. And so it was really difficult where we've kind of been a tendency last year to play really above our talent level and what the expectations are, those kind of things. And, I think that it was just kind of building that rapport with each other and those relationships with the new guys. I think that it's just a little bit slower than we wanted. But when you get into tough situations, that's where the camaraderie and the culture and the togetherness really has to be there. And we've gone through some tough times and I'm just talking about like the 1-run losses. Like, I think we have 6 1-run losses like that. That stuff is where the culture and the togetherness and the fight and the competitiveness, like those things that we have built last year that we were so good at, those things are just a little bit slower this year because of COVID. And then obviously the beginning of the year and the injuries that we've had, it's just been tough and guys have had to step up and guys have missed time for whatever reason. And, it's just tough to get into a rhythm and tough to see pitches. And it's a lot easier when you're in winter practice, when we have 3 weeks of inter squads where there's really no pressure and you're just seeing pitches and you're trying to work on stuff. Then all of a sudden you get thrown in the fire, like in a real game. And you haven't been doing that. Like you haven't seen live pitching because you've been hurt, or you haven't seen live pitching because you've been out of practice for COVID related reasons. Like it's just hard when you throw somebody in the middle of a real game and expect them to have, Andrew Braid doesn't see live pitching for 2 months and sees live pitching on Thursday for 12, 15 pitches. And then, hey man, like, good luck, go out there and start at third base for us. Like, that's tough. That's not easy to do as a hitter. Like, you're not nearly as comfortable as you would like. And so it's made it harder, but everybody's dealt with it, and we got to be able to overcome those things. It's out of our control. Like, it's not ideal, but nothing has been ideal the last 13 months. So you just got to show up and keep competing. And again, I think Pablo's the great example of just showing up every single day. Talked about after the game today about, these bamboo trees, like you water them for 6 years and they don't do anything. And then all of a sudden, in their 6th year, in like 4 weeks, they grow like 60, 80, 90 feet, like out of nowhere. But it's the consistent watering and taking care of it and cultivating those things, those seeds for 6 years underground that allows them to do that. And same thing of showing up every day, consistent preparation, consistent work, consistent mental game, consistent just being here and trusting in the process. Like that's the cultivating, that's the watering. And when you do that and you show up every day and you don't chase numbers, you don't chase the hero, the fame and all that kind of stuff, and you just put the work in and trust in God and trust in your abilities, like all of a sudden you have a great day today. And there's no doubt in my mind that Pablo's going to continue to do that, and continue to grow and continue to have success, because he's been so great at showing up every single day the last 2 months.
Coach, quickly, do you have an update on Jeffrey Pena's status? I just saw him in the dugout. He is here, but when do you think he'll be available to come back?
Yeah, I mean, he worked out. He's been taking BP, but he ran the bases today, which was the next big hurdle. So I don't know, probable for Wednesday. I would say that I feel pretty good as long as he doesn't wake up tomorrow or obviously any setbacks at practice on Tuesday, that he's should be good on Friday, 100%. Wednesday, I think, is not 50-50 anymore. I think it's slightly more in his favor. So maybe 75-25 that he's back on Wednesday. So we'll see how he feels tomorrow. He'll get a lift in and do all that stuff. And then Tuesday we'll have practice. And as long as he gets through all that pain-free, then I think he has a better chance of playing than he doesn't. But definitely for the weekend, he'll be back.
Coach, another monster game for Ben McCabe. What have you seen from him and his improvements at the plate this season compared to the previous seasons?
He just does a good job of hitting balls that he needs to hit. You know what I mean? Like he still chases some pitches that drive us nuts, I think. But when he gets good pitches to hit, like there's really nobody better. I mean, him and Jordan. I mean, Jordan hits anything that's a strike, right? But Ben's done a great job of being able to put the barrel on the ball when he needs to, and when balls are in the middle of the plate. Like you make mistakes to Ben, like he's gonna make you pay for it, just like Jordan is. But Jordan will hit good pitches. He'll hit good pitches. But Ben's just done a great job being able to use the power and done a much better job of pulling the baseball. But you saw him today, he hits one to both sides of the field. And, he's really struggled to pull balls in terms of getting it up in the air, a lot of top spin. Even the home run today had too much top spin, almost knocked it out of the wind. It just barely got out, but being able to still do that. I mean, before that ball would have been a 2-hopper to the left fielder. And so being able to elevate the ball to the pull side, and still be able to use that power to the backside. But again, just when he gets pitches over the middle of the plate, man, like he's done a great job of hammering them. So I'm just proud of him. Again, shows up every day and works, and has made tremendous strides from his freshman year. But just the calmness, you know what I mean? Just again, you talk about AJ and having that calmness on the mound in those big situations. That's what you see with Ben is he doesn't panic. He'll swing and look horrible on a pitch, and some guys will be like, oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. The other team's making fun of me. Like I look like an idiot. Like and then the rest of the at bat is a waste. And Ben does that and flushes it, says, I'll get the next one. And then when that guy makes a mistake, he's able to be present and hammer it. So just that growth, maturity wise, and being able to slow the game down. I mean, that's what age and maturity is able to do. And the much we put in the mental game, like that's what we're striving to be able to do as fast as we possibly can. And let's not wait till we're 23 years old to do that. Let's do that when we're 19 or 20 and really learn and learn from the older guys. And that's what leaving a legacy is all about. And I hope that, the Ruizes and the McCabe's and, the Montezes and the Freelands, like they watch a guy like Jordan Rathbone and they say, holy cow, like that guy's tough. Like, and that's what I need to be like. And I'm learning from that guy on what it takes to be a professional hitter in terms of being able to show up every day, put your work in and go out and put together quality at bats and not allow any external things to distract you or take you away from the game plan. And so, those guys like Jordan Rathbone are leaving a legacy with those younger guys. And I hope that those guys pay attention and cherish every day that they get to spend and learn from that type of player.
Hey, Coach,
Thank-
9 walks today by the guys. What can you say about the approach and the patience by your guys at the plate today?
Well, it's good. As much as we've stressed being better at hitting with runners in scoring position and being able to get big hits, like the negative to that is okay, I got to go out there and swing and try harder and try to force that action. And so I'm proud of the guys. We talk about it all the time. As much as we want to do better with runners in scoring position, the way to do that is stay with our game plan, stay with what we're trying to do, stay with the approach, and not try to do too much. And so I thought the guys did a great job of allowing those guys to walk us and not chase bad pitches. And be able to wait until we found something that we could hit. We if we didn't get what we needed, then we just pass the bat. We get the next guy up, let him do it if he gets a good pitch. But we were able to, again, when we did get good pitches to hit, we were able to take advantage of it. So just proud. We stayed with the game plan. We didn't outswing ourselves out of innings, and we just kept trying to pass the bat, get the next guy up. And when you do that, great things can happen. You can put together big innings and crooked numbers like we did.
Coach, you have the game on Wednesday against Florida State. They've had an up and down year, but this weekend they swept Miami and outscored them 34-2. What kind of challenge awaits you guys up there in Tallahassee on Wednesday?
I mean, it's always a big challenge. Tough place to play. Obviously, a crowd, the field. They have recruited to play to that field, and they do a great job with the left-handed hitters and the short fence. So, and obviously a difficult place. I mean, we got the last one when we were there, so I'm sure that they're going to be wanting revenge. But they're also playing really, really good baseball. Got off to a rough start in ACC play, but have really played well the last 3 weeks and obviously dominated this weekend. I watched the game last night, so I got to see a little bit of it. So, the guys are swinging the bats extremely, extremely well. We'll probably see Carson Montgomery, a local kid that can chuck it. And, I'm sure is going to want to try to beat his hometown team. So we just got to go out there and continue the same thing that we've been doing. Like who we're playing and where we're playing and all that stuff is supposed to be irrelevant. Like let's worry about us. Let's worry about our game plan. Let's do the things that we do well. Let's go out there and play the brand of baseball, be dynamic and go play the best we can. And nothing will change. No different attitude than we had today. We understand how difficult it is, but also be put in a regional type atmosphere against they'll be in the top 25 when we play them. And so just go out there and have fun. No difference. We know we can play with those guys. We played with guys at Ole Miss, like played with Auburn last year. So we're not going to be scared or in awe or anything like that. We'll just go out and play our game and we'll see what happens.
Anybody have anything else for Love?
Thanks, guys.